Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. At this point, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to entitle this video, but by the time you're watching it, there'll be appropriate title across the screen. Because I thought that this would be pretty interesting and helpful, because I guess my mission here is to do two things: give musicians, keyboard players and guitar players the chords of songs that they can't find sheet music to, or sheet music doesn't exist, and also to help the beginner and put them on the right track at the beginning, not 2 years after dabbling thinking I could do this by myself, and now you done racked up a bunch of jacked up habits that you can't get rid of. Now you enlist the help of someone from, after the fact instead of from day one. Just pay somebody that know how to do it, and they teach you. That's just real simple. That's how I learned. That's how most professional musicians like myself and others have learned, as opposed to I can do this by myself. I'm just gonna watch a bunch of fingers on the internet and I'm become a good player. You're not. You become a dabbler. And this is a good comment that someone left me a moment ago, and I'm gonna send the link to this video for this gentleman to see, because he's on the right path. It makes a lot of sense what he's doing. He just recently contacted me because I did a cover of Bruno Mars' Locked Out of Heaven, and I'm a big fan of Bruno Mars. He's a great singer and a good guitar player. And his question was, and I read everything verbatim: would like to know the fingering positions for those chords. I know what chords they are, but I'm using the basic triads. You seem to have the correct triads, unlike so many others on YouTube. And my response was, let me see, I'm going to read the whole entire response because we had a couple of comments going back and forth. I said, I'm playing basic triad chords written on the E string. Then I double back to say, I hope this has been helpful, meaning that I hope he understands what I'm saying, because music is a language. And if you don't know the language, you can't really do too good trying to communicate, just like any other language. That's why I really discourage anybody from trying to do it by themselves and just strictly, I did all this by ear, but I don't know the theory behind me figuring it out by ear. So that was what he said. He said, okay. He said, that's ridiculous. The number of videos out there showing the wrong chords, or not even including specific ones that are played. And my response was, unfortunately, most are dabblers and they have not been formally trained. And actually he responded after that, but I'm going to leave it right there. Now, see, this is why this is important. See, he's smart enough to realize the information that he came across prior to my video was wrong. But when you're a beginner, you don't know you don't know the stuff that you're watching is wrong. So that's why it's really important to go get formal lessons. I mean, you get what you pay for. If you think that you're going to do all this for free, it's going to show on your plan. You're going to get a bunch of information with no kind of sequence. It's incoherent. Half of it is wrong, like the gentleman just mentioned here. Half of it's wrong, and you run with misinformation. It's just that simple. Because again, unfortunately, there are a lot of people, their intentions are good. I just learned something about it, so I'm gonna share it with people, and that's wonderful. But for the beginner that's trying to learn the right and correct way, that might not be a good idea. It really isn't a good idea. So I stress to you beginners, because every now and then when I post videos like this, stressing, I knew this was going to happen, and I'm not going to stop. Hello? Hello? You got the wrong number, Gabby. Somebody calling me, wrong number. But anyway, so where was I? I was here. So it's really important to get it right the first time, as opposed to, again, you getting bits and pieces from people that their intentions are good, but they're giving you wrong information. Because with any system, whether you're learning how to play a musical instrument, or whether you're doing computer work, or if you're learning how to fix computers, learning how to do drywall, learning how to do electrician work, carpentry work, there's a system. There's a sequence in the system. Because I imagine, and I'm just totally speculating here. This is just an example. I imagine, this is a even better example. I imagine, and of course I know this, when you become a doctor, Your first probably couple of weeks in med school, they're not going to have you doing brain surgery if you're studying to become a neurologist, a brain surgeon. The next week you're not going to be cutting on nobody's head. And I know that's an extreme scenario, but the point is, go find someone that can teach you formally. They have a system all laid out. There's a sequence. It makes sense instead of you just picked up a guitar, you don't know how to play it or don't know the guitar, but yet now you want to play songs a week into trying to play the guitar. You went from here to way over here, because what you do is you start off by learning the guitar, learning the neck, the frets, the notes, learning proper strumming techniques, fingering, whether you want to play with a pick or with your fingers, because I love playing with my fingers. There's a sequence, and they teach you accordingly and they move you along. But when you trying to self-teach yourself, you don't have no kind of sequence, no kind of system set in place. And you starting here, you jump way over here, not knowing you shouldn't even be over here right now, meaning trying to learn songs when you ain't learned the guitar. The internet is a wonderful thing. It truly is. But the problem is a lot of information that's either wrong or it's not in the proper sequence for you to learn. Now, this is not a plug, and I say this before I say this. I just want you guys to learn how to play. Whether I help you or not, or go somewhere else, that's fine. But the point is, go somewhere where they can teach you formal lessons. I have a rhythm course 1 through 7, and it consists of it's 7 modules, and it's a download. It's about 45 minutes to an hour each module. It's about 7 modules, and I teach you how to play the rhythm guitar the correct way from the beginning to the end, instead of I'm just throwing stuff at you, and there's no sequence, no tie-in to what I'm throwing at you. Just throwing stuff at you like they do on the internet, and you sitting here watching fingers for free. You can download it today. It's only $40. What I'm giving you guys for $40 is easily worth $400. Trust me, because I touch on things that most music teachers don't, which are extremely important. And I'll give you one example, then I'm going to sign off. If you're interested, click on the link. You get to pay $40. You get to download today. As much videos as video covers that I've done, I've never had to apply theory to play none of these songs, whether I'm playing guitar or bass. But guess what? Every single song that I've learned and posted on YouTube, I can't get around this concept, which is very downplayed. Learning structure of song. That's how I'm able to tab stuff so quickly for my clients. I get requests from all around the world for songs that I've never heard in my life, and 5 minutes later, I'm done. And they're like, man, how'd you do it so quick? The trick is, and I walk you through this in a whole DVD. I devote a whole DVD to this subject. DVD number 7, learning structure of song. That's extremely important than just hollering, what key you're in nonsense. Because again, I did 4,000 videos and I never had to apply theory. Now I know theory, but I never had to apply them to learn the songs because the system that I use works and it's easy and it's not a shortcut. And I can teach you guys the same way because I figured it out. I'm like, whoa, why didn't anybody ever tell me this? I met the countless amount of music instructors and nobody ever even told me nothing about that. Because I don't know, I'm just speculating here. They think that perhaps they are not tied in. Yes, they are. Whether you want to be a songwriter or just a musician, they tie in together. And at some point in time when you're a musician, you're going to become a songwriter anyway, in most cases, so they do tie in. So, again, if you guys are interested in doing it the right way instead of sitting on the internet and watching dudes' fingers, I can't see your fingers, Morris, man. Move the camera. Your hands are too big. I can't see your fretboard. That nonsense. Click on that link. Let's get started today. Let's get you on the right road from day one. Get you right out the gate learning what you're supposed to learn. And there's a lot of stuff that they teach you in music class that you don't even need to learn, but you're paying for this mess. I figured it out a long time ago because I was sitting in the seat that you're sitting in right now years ago. I was a beginner. We all start at the beginning. There's nobody coming right out and just start in the middle at the end. We all start from ground zero. So if you're interested and you're serious about this and still love watching fingers on the internet and think you can figure it out, I hope you can. Click on that link. Let's get started. Talk to you later. Take care, guys.